Um, just decided to go live here um, on YouTube only. At this point, I'm having trouble connecting to the other streams, but this is the main one, uh, Sam Channel BG. If you're already a subscriber, then you should have gotten a notification that I'm going live. So we're going to watch this here and follow along. Um, as the radio continues to play, you can hear in the background. Um, and when I need to break in on Sam 100.7, I'll do that. So we're going to give time for people to get on here and get acclimated to the live portion. I'm coming from the studios here at Sam on Campbell Lane, so I'm monitoring all the weather, watching it come in. Let me show you the radar, and this is what's coming. Um, Pretty significant complex of thunderstorms that's rolling into the area, and this is going to be a problem, a big problem, as we get into the next hour, hour and a half, couple of hours, as a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 1 o'clock. I need to change that crawl. I just noticed that. I've got 2 p.m., but that's Eastern time. Let me fix that. Okay, that's fixed now. Um, so anyway, the chat is open for those of you that are YouTube subscribers. You can try to ask me a question or whatever. Now, I may not really be able to get all of your questions answered, but I'll do my best because I'm trying to run the radio show and trying to watch the weather at the same time and stream this. But you can see what's coming. There are, I mean, hundreds of lightning strikes. I'm getting reports from Spencer County, Indiana, Davis County, which would be the Owensboro area, trees down all over the place, large hail, flooded roads. That's pretty much every report that is coming in with that area that you see on the radar that is in the deep red. Um, Winds are incredibly gusty, 60, 70 miles per hour. And then you get the flooding rains. Let me shed a little light on me here because I didn't have that position quite right. There we go. And flooding rains, 2 inches and 2 inches in some areas, and then 2 inch golf ball size hail coming down with all that you see on the radar. So that's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. And just as we've gotten most of our power back to people, here we go again. And some of those same crews and, same people that tried to get our power back on. I mean, like Sam, the radio station got its power back on to the transmitter only last night. So this is the first time this week that I've actually been on the radio. We've been streaming all this week until the power got back to the transmitter. It's finally there, and now we're looking at a complex of storms that could potentially take it off again. And a lot of you take your power down because of trees down and high winds and hail. I mean, it's coming. It's on its way. So if you've got anything outdoors you need to secure and bring inside, trash cans, trampolines, lawn furniture, you've got time to get it in now, but you won't later. In the next hour or two, it'll be too late. So I'm telling you, this is going to be significant as it if it holds its strength, the way we see it right now, if it holds its strength, the way it looks right now, this is going to be another significant event. Not necessarily tornadoes. Tornadoes could happen, but with this system, it's wind driven and it's got hail and it just has a ton of moisture. saturated moisture that's just going to, cause some flooding in a couple of areas. Here comes a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be for Ohio County. And there it is. When you hear those little dings and woohoo and all that kind of stuff, that's my phone. And over here is the chat room from the National Weather Service. I've got alarms set up so that they ping me. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 10:15 for Ohio County. So I'll get on the radar here and zoom into that so you can see what's going on. This includes the Hartford Beaver Dam area, and there it is. The entire county is under that severe thunderstorm warning. And here's the particulars on that warning. Ohio County until 10:15, severe thunderstorm located near Whitesville, moving southeast at 30, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. See, that's what we need to pay attention to right there, and quarter size hail. On down here it says hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. And that also goes for anything loose in your yard. So you've got a few minutes maybe here, if you haven't done it, to go outside and bring those things in because they're going to get tossed around for sure. Locations in the path: Hartford, Beaver Dam, Fordsville, Centertown, McHenry, Rockport, Rochester, Ralph, Shreve, and Flint Springs. And here it comes. So already as you travel up Interstate 165 of the Natcher, some of the worst of that storm is right now on the county line, just a little bit south of Whitesville, over toward Deanfield. Hartford, you're starting to get some shower activity, but not the really strong or severe part of it. But there's a lot of lightning. You see all those little lightning strikes up there, and there's some hail with that as well. The back behind it, this severe thunderstorm warning, let's focus on that for a minute, which does include some southern counties in Indiana, but it involves western Davis County, eastern Henderson, McLean County, northeastern Hopkins County, that would be north of Madisonville, and Webster County until 10:15. Um, those storms are near Stanley to near Owensboro, moving south at 25. Look at this: 70-mile-per-hour wind gust and quarter size hail. Uh, Trained weather spotters report trees down. And I'm seeing that in the weather chat room. Um, Reported very high winds, damage to trees, power is being knocked out with these thunderstorms as they roll through that area. So, yeah, you can see how all that is kind of pushing and merging right there into Ohio County. And that's why those warnings continue there. And you see some of this fragmented shower activity to the west. All of that is merging with this big storm, with this big complex of storms. And so it's going to continue. And look how it's moving south um, at a pretty good rate. So next in line here is going to be Central City, Greenville, Rochester, Morgantown, Caneyville, Litchfield. Get ready, it's coming your way. Woodbury. Then eventually here, sometime after 10 o'clock, it looks to be in the Bowling Green area. Hopefully, some of this to the east, some of this energy may chew away at some of this energy that's coming in. A lot of this, though, is what we call stratiform. It's just clouds and lighter rain that's coming down. But will it be enough to kind of rob this complex of its energy, that's a big question mark. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out in the next couple of hours. Okay. Uh, okay. So what I'm going to do is leave this up, and I've got to do a break on the radio side, and but I'm going to leave this up. You can hear me talking in the background on the radio, but I'll leave this radar up so you can see what's coming. Um, and we'll just leave it there, and then I'll come back and do some more coverage. 1994 Real McCoy. Another night here on another Thursday, Throwback Thursday at Sam, Chris Allen Morning Show. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Watching this big complex of thunderstorms moving in with reports of flooding rain, damaging winds, and some hail. In fact, 2-inch diameter hail been reported in a number of places, also with a number of trees down, flooded roadways, lots of lightning. If you would like to follow me and see the radar, it's up right now on the Sam channel on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and push in or search Sam Channel BG, and it's there. And I'm doing that as the music is playing on the radio side. So you get coverage. And right now, the nearest of these really bad storms are in Ohio County. They're about to move into Hartford, Beaver Dam, and then eventually they're going into Butler and eventually into Warren. I would say within the next hour, hour and a half, they're going to be here. And you can see the sky already getting dark from some of the clouds that are moving in ahead of the storm. So I'm in touch with the Weather Service. I'm following storm reports, getting the latest information. And of course, when a warning is issued, it will interrupt right here on the radio at SAM 100.7. Okay. back. So I had to cut the audio off while that was going on. Uh, so in Cleviate, thundering, lightning. Okay, that makes sense. It's you're probably seeing it from a distance. Let me get in a bit closer here. So I missed a phone call here. I'm trying to. I thought that was thunder, but it's the trash truck. Okay. I thought, wait, we're too far away for it to be thunder and lightning, but it's a trash truck. Okay. All right. Uh, the latest severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15 Central Time for Ohio County, the entire Ohio County area. That includes Hartford and Beaver Dam. And we have that severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah, here's my phone call. I'm going to take this for just a second. Okay. Got the phone call out of the way. That's the boss. He was wanting to know what's going on. I said, here it is. Go to YouTube. No, I didn't say that. I just told him what was going on. And he's like, well, I noticed it was getting dark. And then he said, is this going to blow all the smoke and haze out of here? Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's That's probably the good thing. And the other good thing is that we're going to get some beneficial rain out of this as it comes in. But the problem is it's too much rain at once. That's going to cause some flooding. It's already happening off to the north and west of us up in southern Indiana and around the Owensboro, Henderson area. It's caused down trees and power lines, and there's large hail. So you get all that, the kitchen sink too, coming our way. Lots of lightning as well. And it's here it is 9:45 and it's just now about to move into Butler County. So I would foresee a warning coming out for Grayson and for Butler here shortly. Up in Gibson County, Indiana, which is right on the border of Kentucky, around the Evansville area, on the other side of the river, flooding into buildings and homes in Gibson County, Indiana, just to give you an indication of how hard the rain is. Uh, yeah, it looks like they're considering a warning, a severe thunderstorm warning for Grayson and Butler. So that should be just any moment. All of this is coming in Bowling Green. I'm looking at after 10, next 30 minutes to 45 minutes, it'll be pushing into the northwestern corner of Warren County, just to give you an idea. Okay. We're set and ready to go. I'm just kind of waiting on the next warnings to come out. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Oop. The radar went out. Let me bring it back. It took a break. Guess I'm loading up this system with too much stuff, but anyway. Okay. Here we go. Now that was thunder. I just I just heard thunder. And we're way down here in Bowling Green. That's crazy. Distant thunder. There's nothing here. There's nothing around us. But there it comes. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I know you can't see it. Now you should be able to see it. Wait a minute. Now. It's you have you're trying to run a radio station and you're trying to do streaming at the same time and yeah. Um the weather service just said this strong deep core of energy, this complex is moving through Ohio County with that warning right now. Strong damaging winds have been reported and up to ping pong size hail. Ping pong size hail is what we're looking at right now. So, um, The rains are pretty incredible. The winds, in some cases, over 70 miles per hour. So that's what's coming. And we're already hearing thunder here in Bowling Green, and there's no storm around us. So that's distant thunder that we're hearing because the air is so thick, it's carrying that noise of thunder, the roar, all the way down into Bowling Green. It's crazy. Okay, I'm getting ready to do a break, my final break for the morning show on Sam. But it looks like I'll be doing other breaks as we get warnings coming in. So let me do this break, get out of that, and then I'll be back. 1987, Tiffany. I think we're alone now. And that's going to do it. We're not alone. In fact, I've got people online or else on the internet, on the stream at Sam Channel BG on YouTube. I'm broadcasting live with these weather updates. We anticipate new severe thunderstorm warnings to come out for Grayson and Butler County here momentarily as I'm talking with the Weather Service. And they're going to continue that severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And that includes Warren County. We're already hearing thunder. And they're on the radar, there's no storm. It's like, how's that happening? Because the air is so thick with moisture and it's so just packed that thunder coming from storms off to our north, we're hearing all the way down in Bowling Green. And I just had somebody tell me they're out at Barren River Lake and they're hearing the same thing. Isn't that crazy? So it's coming. High winds, damaging winds, large hail, incredibly heavy rainfall is coming in the next 30, 45 minutes to an hour in the Bowling Green area. Right now, it's in Ohio County, and that's where a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 10:15. But then other counties are going to be added. We could lose power again. You could lose power again. It is a very strong possibility. And then if there's something like your vehicle you don't want to get hail damage to, take it in right now if you've got a place to put it, because this thing is coming. And I'll be here. I'm staying right here. Even though the show is over, I'm right here. And you'll hear the warnings come instantly over your radio. And hopefully your NOAA weather radio will activate and your phone will activate. But if you want to follow the coverage and see radars, I've got that going right now on YouTube at Sam Channel BG. And you can listen at bowlinggreensam.com to the radio side of things. And if we lose power again to the transmitter, I'll keep going and streaming at bowlinggreensam.com. So you got several ways to monitor the weather. Be safe out there. Okay. So that craziness of the show is is past. Uh, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out here um, in the next little bit. Yeah, nothing new. About 2,000 without power in Davis County. That's up there around the Owensboro area. So, yeah, again, crazy stuff. Um, yeah, a lot of you are saying you're hearing the thunder over in Barron County. We're hearing it here, and the radar's not showing anything. You see the radar, and you see Bowling Green. There's nothing here. There's no storm. So lightning. There's another rumble. Lightning and thunder, because the air is so thick, it's taking the sound of that thunder from those storms and pushing the sound all the way down here. That is pretty awesome. Incredible. I mean, you know, for a weather person like me, that's one of those things that's just like, wow. Like when you get lightning during a snowstorm, the Jim Cantori thing where he goes berserk. When it when you get thunder and lightning during a snowstorm, you see how that's the same kind of incredible that's happening here. But wow. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm seeing a couple of comments about the haze and the smoke. This rain will take a lot of it out, but I don't know that it's going to completely get rid of it. It'll have time to kind of flow back in here. But when it does rain, that's going to get rid of the heat and humidity. So the heat advisory is now gone. The Weather Service has taken the heat advisory out because we're going to get these kind of constant waves of thunderstorm activity coming in, and that's going to negate any kind of heat advisory. So they've taken that down, by the way. Okay, let's see. We're coming up toward the top of the hour, 10 o'clock hour. I kind of thought there would be a new warning coming out for Grayson and for Butler. Looks like it will. I kind of thought it might happen before now, but it's coming. So I'm hearing from some of you, Jonathan, watching you do the weather brings me back to my childhood. Are you saying that I'm old, Jonathan? Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify. I'm, I'm picking. Uh, well, thank you for that. Really, thank you for that. It's It's just something that comes natural, and I enjoy doing it. It's kind of hard to do though after you've done a 4-hour radio shift and your voice is trying to wig out on you. So I apologize for that. Okay, here comes the new severe thunderstorm warning for McLean, Hopkins, and Muhlenberg, a little further west, but that's until 11. So for the next hour, severe thunderstorm warning for McLean, Hopkins, Muhlenberg. But I still say Grayson and Butler are going to get in on this as well. They just haven't. That's Paducah counties. Grayson and Butler are in the Louisville Weather Service jurisdiction, so they haven't pulled the trigger yet, but they're probably getting ready to. Man, that's pretty good thunder. I mean, to be this far away and to hear it, pretty incredible. That's why I like weather. It's incredible. It's fascinating, like Spock would say on Star Trek. Fascinating. And still educational. I still learn stuff even after all these years. I'm going to pull up the YouTube channel. I want to make sure that everything is outputting. I mean, you guys are chatting, that's good. But I want to make sure other people, since I can't connect to Facebook with this, I want to make sure they know that we're on the Sam channel on YouTube. So give me a moment here. I see one mistake. I've got the wrong date up here. Gosh, I wish I'd caught that. See, that's why I did this. It says April 5th. No, I see one mistake. I've got the wrong date up here. I see you can hear me talking with a delay. Oh, mercy. Okay, now it's working correctly. And the thunder. That's the kind of thunder you want to sleep. Just put you to sleep. If it was a good gentle rain, that would be one thing. And some of you are getting sprinkles and light rain to the east of us, but that complex, you won't be able to sleep with that one. Wind's picking up here on Campbell Lane and Bowling Green. And if you're just joining us, I'm Chris Allen. If you didn't know that, here on the Sam channel live here at 10:04, watching the severe thunderstorms roll in, and they do contain large hail, like golf ball size or ping pong size hail that's coming down. Reports of that to the north of our area already. Flooding rains Look at all the lightning strikes there on the radar. Hundreds of lightning strikes. And winds in excess of 60, 70 miles per hour, that's going to do more damage to trees and to power lines right as we're getting everybody reconnected. So this is, and this is only the first of these complexes that's going to come in. There's another one coming this afternoon. And then tomorrow, the next day, all through the holiday weekend, these things are going to keep coming one after the other. So what you see right now is pretty much what we're going to see throughout the upcoming weekend. And then in between the storms, it's going to get hot and muggy with temperatures in the mid 90s, maybe upper 90s, and heat index readings above 100. That's not good. It's going to be hard to kind of plan outdoor activities for the 4th of July with all that going on. Uh, let's see here. Thunder and lightning in Grayson County. Thank you, Jay Haycraft. Snickerdoodle over in Glasgow. I like your handle. Says it's thundering, sprinkling there. William says it's just enough to have a walking anxiety attack. LOL. Yeah, I know. I hear you. But these are not throwing down tornadoes. They could, but this is more a wind driven storm. It is driven by wind. And then it picks up all the moisture that's available. And let me tell you, there's a lot of moisture out there. And so that's why the rain is coming down so hard in some of these places. And we get enough lift in the atmosphere that produces the hailstones. And they're big, ping pong, golf ball size hail, wind damage, tree damage, power lines down, all north of us. And it's coming our direction. So that's the setup right now. I just got another ping. Let me see what that's about. Severe thunderstorm warning, Davis County. So Owensboro continuing. 70-mile-per-hour wind gust reported in Newburgh, Indiana. That's just across the line in Vanderburgh County when you go up toward Evansville. Fordsville in Ohio County. Thunderstorm wind damage, multiple trees down in Fordsville. That's from the emergency manager in Ohio County. Then that's where the storm is located right now, as you see on the radar, Ohio County. Just right there through Hartford, Beaver Dam, Rosine, Fordsville, they're getting hit. Powerful storm. 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's almost hurricane strength. And I know it's been that way all year since March, really. It's been one windstorm after another. But this one has heavy rain, hail, lightning with it, all packaged into one. Uh, so, yeah, we do need the rain. We're about 5 inches, just to give you an indication, we're almost 5 inches behind on rainfall. That's not good. Since the first of the year, we're now 5 inches behind. But we don't want it made up in one day. That's crazy. But some of these places are getting 2, 3 inches of rain all at once. And you get the street flooding and you get the creeks coming up out of their banks and streams, and you get flooded homes like we're hearing up in Spencer County, Indiana, just across the Ohio River. That's bad. So I'm just going to continue to watch here. New warnings will come out momentarily. I am going to take a short little break here and come right back. Okay. Okay. So you won't see me. I'll just put up the radar altogether. There we go. You don't need to see me anyway. You know what I look like. I'll be right back. Okay. Now we're getting new severe thunderstorm warnings. And for what I was saying, Butler, Grayson, and Ohio. Now we're getting the emergency broadcast system coming through. Mm. Okay. Well, that confirms what I was telling you a little bit earlier with the warnings. So the new warnings: Butler, Grayson, and Ohio, severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45. So the next 30 minutes. And as you can see on the radar, I mean, it's coming right for Morgantown and it's coming right for Bowling Green. It's just crazy that we're hearing this thunder and seeing even a little bit of lightning this far away, but it's just one of those strange oddities that happen in weather every once in a while. Um, Checking reports here. The severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect until 1 o'clock has been expanded to include Barron, Allen, Simpson, and Logan. So you weren't under the original severe thunderstorm watch, but now you're included in it because it's coming. It's coming for you too. So if you're in Russellville, you're in Franklin, you're in Scottsville, you're in Glasgow, this thing's coming for you. And that's why they added the counties in there for the watch. Okay. Here's a couple of storm reports that I'll pass along. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what I needed. That's different. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Wind damage in Lewisport. That's in Hancock County. Trees down countywide. Trees have taken down power lines in Lewisport. And then more Lewisport. Same thing, kind of the same stuff there. Okay. So let's see here. I'll read some of your chats. Uh, Teresa says thunder and lightning in Brownsville. Hope this isn't as bad as Sunday night. Stay safe. Yeah, I hope it's not as bad either, but it's looking like, from all indications, the reports that we're getting from the weather service um, are about like Sunday night, early Monday morning. Uh, Zebo 1974. Yeah, it's yeah, Brownsville. You're going to get. It may not get the brunt, but it's going to get part of it. It's going to be active enough to cause some problems. Ronnie up in Munfordville, thunder and lightning with light rain. Yep. The heaviest rain though is kind of following Interstate 165, the Natcher. It's kind of going that direction. Therefore, it's headed straight for Morgantown and straight for Bowling Green. And that's where the worst of the storm looks like it's going to be in the next little bit. So we're at 10:20. You know, earlier I said it'd be sometime after 10, maybe 10:30. Looks like at the pace that it's moving right now, that's going to be pretty much on time. Pardon me if I Take a swig of Diet Dr. Pepper. I would do water, but water dries me out. It dries my throat out for some reason. I take water when I'm doing this stuff, and it just makes it worse. But I can drink a soda, and it's fine. It could be all in my head, though. All right, let's see what else is going on. Reading some of the chat room stuff here. Keep getting reports of multiple trees down where this storm has gone already. There's a water rescue underway uh, in Davis County around the community of Philpott. I know where that is. It's right there. I think it's Kentucky 54 Philpott. You get outside of Owensboro and you go east and you take 54. It eventually runs into 185 around the Philpott area. That's still in Davis County. There's a water rescue going on because of so much rain that's coming, the flooding from that complex that you see on the radar. So this means business. This thing is not just going to go, not going to collapse before it gets here. This thing is energized. It's got a lot of wind. It's got a lot of rain. It's got a lot of hail. It's got a lot of lightning. I hope you hear the urgency in my voice to for me to get through to you that this is coming. Okay. Uh, I wasn't quite so fortunate Sunday night to do this. I attempted, but the lights kept going off, and I'd get this the stream started, and then the power would go off. Then it would come back on, and everything starts to reset. And about the time it started to reset, it'd go back off. So that's why you didn't see me like doing this continual coverage Sunday night and early Monday morning. It was just, oh, here comes another warning. Let's see. This is going to be, no, that's just the normal EAS. That's how they test it. So that was not a warning. Okay. But Edmondson, Warren, parts of Butler, maybe Logan, you're going to be next in line for this complex of thunderstorms and eventual severe thunderstorm warning. Okay. Here's another flash flood report from the 911 center in Hancock County. Around the Riverview community, around Riverview Drive and Holland Avenue and US 60 in Hancock County, 1 mile east of Lewisport, trees down and water covering the roadways. Some roads are impassable up there because of the down trees and the water that's coming in, all the flash flooding that's happening. So even though we're hearing distant thunder here in Bowling Green and Glasgow and Barron River Lake and even down to Scottsville and Franklin, and it's cloudy, it looks like it could, just start cutting loose any minute. This complex is still miles away. The worst of it is still miles away from us. So it'll be 10:30 or after before it hits the Bowling Green area. But when it hits, it's going to have a ton of lightning, a ton of rain, and a ton of gusty winds and hail. Uh, Cody says, any idea if the storms will affect Campbellsville? It's possible, but I would think maybe more so the complex that's going to roll in here this afternoon is going to be, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more east of Bowling Green, and therefore you're more likely to get in on that second wave uh, this afternoon instead of this first wave. Is the way it looks right now. Sorry, I'm having a couple of peanut M&Ms. Normally around this time is when I take lunch. My clock is not your clock. That's better. Kind of quells the stomach rumbles. Or was that thunder? No, it was stomach rumble. But there's thunder. Okay. Update: the storm in Ohio County producing P to half-inch hail, and power outages are increasing in Ohio County as this complex comes through. Strong storm divergence aloft and strong core of 50. Yeah, that's almost severe weather criteria. New warning, Western Grayson, and it's pushing south and east. That's just the Weather Service talking about the thunderstorm complex coming through. Severe thunderstorm warning, Hopkins, McLean, Muhlenberg, Webster until 11. So about 30 more minutes on that one. In Hawesville, now that's in Hancock County, public reports of flash flooding, roads covered. Mm-hmm. All right. Gotcha. So let's take a look. I want to go with a little more introspection here. Looks like the heavy rains are tapering off up here in Fordsville. That's in northern Ohio County. Hartford is getting battered. Beaver Dam is getting battered. Rosine is getting battered. Caneyville now getting battered. Litchfield, you're getting light rain. You're hearing thunder. Look at all the lightning strikes there along 62 and the Western Kentucky Parkway 69 as it meets up with, the Western Kentucky Parkways, it meets up with 165. Then over toward Rockport, as we talked about, Central City, getting some starting to get heavy rain, thunderstorm activity. Look out Drakesboro, look out Greenville, Madisonville, Rochester, Morgantown just now starting to get some of the heaviest rain and thunder and lightning, eventually Woodbury, and here's Bowling Green. Now we're starting to see some sprinkles, but that's it. With, I just heard rumble of thunder. It's just when you hear thunder like that, that's not very quick and it just rolls and rolls and rumbles and rolls. It's reflective of the amount of moisture, the amount of rain that's up there. And so when a lightning strike happens, it heats up the area around it. And if there's a lot of water up there, that flash of lightning is going to reverberate off of the thickness of the water that's inside the clouds. And so what it creates is this rolling rumble and it just sounds like it just keeps going and going and going. That's when you know that you're going to get some very heavy rainfall. If it was just thunder that was like really quick, lightning, and then that's a quick thunderstorm. But when the thunder rolls, Garth Brooks, uh, sorry, that's an indicator of some very heavy rainfall. Okay, I was wondering what was going on the radio there. Oh, okay. Strange things continue to happen here. So again, severe thunderstorm warning continues for Butler, Grayson, Ohio until 10:45. So 15 more minutes for that severe thunderstorm warning. And now the severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect just north of our area, north of that area, has expired, and you can see that it goes away pretty quickly. Um, Let me show you that. Behind it, there's just a bunch of rain, okay, for a little bit. And these flood warnings, the green that you see there, Davis County, Owensboro, those are flood warnings, flood advisories over to Tell City, Indiana, the Henderson community, up toward Booneville, Indiana, or is that Illinois? Booneville? No, it's Indiana because there's Evansville. Had to find my bearings. But the thing is, there's going to be more activity that shows up back behind this. I don't know if I can get that to change. There we go. Look at all that. This stretches all the way up into Mount Carmel, Illinois, Princeton, Indiana, Vincennes. Look at all that. Terre Haute. Look at that severe thunderstorm warning. Terre Haute, Indiana. I mean, this is the core headed our direction, but back behind it, there's more activity. And this is where we've got to watch for this afternoon for more thunderstorms and some of those maybe these individual cells. If we get some sun coming out, some of these may become more tornado producers. Let's hope not. But that is a real possibility. Okay. Um, yeah, I hope not. So once this comes through, we still have to watch for some nasty weather redeveloping later this afternoon. Um, the second wave of storms, probably. I mean, it's kind of hard to. I'm going to say anytime after 3, 4 o'clock, we'll get maybe a little bit of a break, but it looks like there's not much of one after this first wave comes through. So we may not get a break. It may just be all one continual surge going through the afternoon. That could further compound issues with flooding if we get these cells running over the same area, the same real estate over and over and over again. Then we're really going to run into some flood problems. Um, so that is a concern for the rest of today. Looks like it's sprinkling, some very light rain falling here at our studios on Campbell Lane where you can see behind me, but you can't tell if it's raining. But that's our parking lot behind me. Looks like some of the rain is trying to fall here, the beginning of it. At this point, it looks like the next thing to happen is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning that would include Edmondson, Warren, maybe Logan here in the next few minutes. So that would take in the Bowling Green area and put the timeline about what we were looking at after 10:30 or so. It maybe slowed down just a little bit because the way I had it timed out a couple of hours ago, it looked like it was going to hit Bowling Green right about now. So it's, but I did say it could be an hour either way, either earlier or later. So it looks like it's been delayed just a little, although this could be a new warning. Let me see. Okay. Severe, here it comes. Just as I said, Logan, Butler, um, and Northwestern Warren until 11:15. I'll let you hear it. The National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Logan County in south central Kentucky, Butler County in south central Kentucky, northwestern Warren County in south central Kentucky until 11:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:34 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 11 miles northeast of Denver, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Morgantown, Anderson, Lewisburg, Rochester, Woodbury, Eastco, Mining City, Dimple, Spa, and Place. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. Okay. So there we have more. The, oops, that's kind of loud. Sorry. Let me bring that down. More confirmation from the Weather Service. Now, part of Warren County, the northern part, which would include Hadley, Riverside, the northern northwestern corner of Warren County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. And here's a flood warning for Breckenridge and Ohio County. Almost everywhere that complex that you see in the red, that part of it with the very heavy rain, everywhere that that complex has gone so far has produced flooding. And now it's headed right into the Bowling Green area. So this is coming up for some of you lunchtime when you normally go out and get lunch about 11 o'clock, in between 11 and noon. But just know when you get out, it is going to be beating the bushes. I mean, it is going to rain very hard. There's going to be low visibility when you get in your car and your wipers won't be able to keep up. It's going to be that kind of a rain when it comes in here. And then add to that the wind potential. And if there's hail, that's another problem. And then the lightning, too. So we got all kinds of stuff going on. You know what I want to say? I appreciate you guys, first of all, trusting me with your weather, and you're watching me, a couple of hundred people in here watching. But I appreciate that you just allow me to be me, informal. There's no bells and whistles. I'm eating M&Ms and taking a drink, and you guys understand. And it's not all buttoned up, suit and tie, and you know, I appreciate that. Thank you, because that I'm just talking to you. I'm just telling you what's going on, just as if you were sitting right here in front of me in a chair. You know, so thank you for that. Okay. Let's see here. So the new severe thunderstorm warning takes in part of Warren County, the northern part of Warren County, Butler and Logan until 11:15. Flash flood warning for Breckenridge, Hancock, and Ohio until 1:45, and that's where that complex has come through already and produced all that heavy rain where I was telling you that there have been houses that have been flooded. There's a couple of water rescues going on up in that part of Kentucky, northwestern Kentucky. So yeah, crazy, cray stuff. Um, Here is a ham operator, and part of the National Weather Service chat room is not only made up of emergency managers, first responders, TV weather people, radio weather people, but ham radio operators are also a part of this. So here is Roy, um, who has measured almost 2 inches of rain in the last 50 minutes. Um, that is in, he doesn't say where it is. Hey, Roy, we need you to say where you are. Fire rescue reporting roads flooded on the way. Lightning has also struck a house. So they've called out the fire department for that. I just want to know where that is. I'm going to reply to him. Where is this? And the new technology allows us just to send these folks messages and in real time, and we can talk to them, and it's just like texting on a phone. It's closed to the general public, but um, I'm passing the information on to you. It's really cool. Used to, we would have to jump through 1,000 hoops to get that kind of information going. So, oh, that was a good rumble of thunder there. So this thing's getting closer, and as you can see on the radar as you're watching that, it's starting to get very close now to Bowling Green, and you can see with the well, hang on a second. Oops, I did it again. Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. Mm, radar has to reset here. Here's what I want to show you. Let me get it back up. Okay. There we go. I'm going to get my ugly mug out of the way. Okay, here's what I want to show you. The Look at the bow on this thing. And when I say bow, I mean this right here. See how it's like that? That is the wind. Yeah, there's a lot of rain, a lot of lightning, and hail. But when it's shaped like that, that is wind that is just really forcing its way down to the ground. And that's what's downing trees and power lines. And you see that it's about to encroach on out of Morgantown into Woodbury, into Bowling Green, into Lewisburg, right down Interstate 165 or the Natcher. And now there's a new warning that has just come up. Let me check that one. That is for southeastern Muhlenberg and northern Todd until 11:30. Thunderstorms 8 miles northeast of Dunmore, moving southeast at 35. We've got 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-size hail, so at least the hail is not as big as what it was with some of the other reports. So this includes places like Weir, Dunmore, Greenville, Drakesboro, Allegheny, Everett, and Clifty, all in the path of that new severe thunderstorm warning. So again, it's part of that Boeing segment that is there, Litchfield down to Woodbury, over to Madisonville, and all of that is headed right for Bowling Green, for Brownsville, Smiths Grove, Glasgow, Munfordville, even though you're getting light rain, Lewisburg, Russellville. Yeah, it's all coming your way here in the next little bit. All right, let me pause for just a second. I'm going to keep the radar going. Everything's fine. Just hang on just a second. I need to take care of something. Okay, just saw a pretty good strike of lightning right outside our studio here. So, uh, there's maybe a slight weakening in some of these storms as they roll into Bowling Green. One indication is the hail is getting a little bit smaller. So when that happens, that's an indication that this is weakening just a bit. But we don't need to let our guard down. These are still very serious storms, and we have yet to feel the brunt of it here in Bowling Green. Let's see here. Yeah, some are asking about the wind speeds. They're going to be um, pretty much like they were Sunday night. Some 60. We've had reports of some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. with tree damage and power line damage off to the north of us. Um, we've had some, when this first started, there were reports of 2-inch diameter hail, and that is like golf ball, ping pong ball size. Now we're getting reports of penny size and dime size hail. So that's good. The winds though still may be, 40, 50, 60 miles per hour as this comes through Bowling Green and some of our southern counties. So that's why I say just hang in there, as this is knocking on our door. Lots of lightning, hundreds of lightning strikes going on with this complex. And then the incredibly heavy, blinding rainfall. So, yeah, there's all that coming. Let's see, reading some of your comments. Watching from Trinidad, Marlene. Huh. Trinidad and Tobago or just Trinidad? I guess just Trinidad. Wow, thank you. Um, Brett says the big red iron comet to the right of Venus is causing all of the, the hell. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know. Um, so Brett's we'll see 300-mile-per-hour winds in the eclipse of the red comet. And the moon will travel through the comet's dust and debris around July 18th, turning the moon red, and then it's a race to the sun, the eclipse. Okay. He says, that's all I'll say. Okay. All right. Good for you, Brett. Thanks for the warning. All right. So, flash flood warnings are popping up now in the wake of this complex of storms. And that means torrential rains and heavy enough to cause street flooding, to cause river flooding, stream flooding. Anything that carries water is going to get flooded as this thing comes in. Uh, so here's a special weather statement from Louisville. Ooh, thunder's getting a little more intense now here in Bowling Green. So this is talking about strong thunderstorms back behind this complex in parts of Butler, Grayson, Warren, Ohio, Edmonson counties. Wind gust up to 50 miles per hour and nickel size hail. So there's a new descriptive of the hail that is coming in, nickel size. So we've had dime, we've had nickel, and then we've had ping pong and golf ball size hail, but we're not hearing that large of a hail being reported here. That was further north in southern Indiana. So that's good. Um, but if you're outside right now, it's time to get inside if you're in Bowling Green. So here's our ham guy, the ham radio guy. So some of his reports, he was referring to Morgantown, what I mentioned earlier. Let me see if I can find. So, Morgantown Fire Department reporting hail, but they haven't reported a size. So, in Butler County right now, Morgantown is getting hail along with the heavy rains and the gusty winds. So, it's just a matter of minutes right now um, that this is going to hit Bowling Green. Oh, you'll know it. You'll know it when it hits. That's what we're getting from everybody else that's up the line here that's already being hit or currently being hit. They're saying, "Yo, when it blows in, it blows in." So I'm doing a little more texting here. Okay. Oh, okay. So when I was saying a little bit earlier about the ham radio operator who said about 2 inches of rain in the last 50 minutes, fire rescue reporting roads flooded, lightning struck house. He was talking about the Fordsville, Dundee area. That's in Ohio County, not Morgantown. But there's things going on in Morgantown and Butler County right now where the weather's starting to get rough. So just to clarify that. Okay. Now um, I know that a lot of you are planning fireworks, festivities, outdoor cookouts, going to the lake, maybe even going to Thunderfest on Saturday. The forecast, the way it looks, and the way I laid it out this morning in my podcast, which you can see here on the Sam channel on YouTube, but also on my Facebook page and the Sam Facebook page. There's also links to it on Twitter and Instagram. I do my podcast, for those of you that don't know, I do it every morning, 7 days a week. I only take off occasionally if I'm out of town and can't do it. But every day I do this podcast, usually lasts 10, 15 minutes, sometimes longer, like this morning, to talk about the severe weather coming in. And I go through a whole litany of radars and graphics and maps and all of that. So, in that this morning, I said there would be a couple of more rounds of this. Even after this one, there's going to be another one this afternoon. And then there's more coming tomorrow. There's more coming Saturday. Lightning. That was close. There's more coming Sunday. There's more coming Monday. Unfortunately, and even Tuesday, which is the 4th of July, every single day in the next few days, there's going to be this. There's going to be, at some point, you're going to get rained on. At some point, there's going to be lightning, thunder, gusty winds, maybe damaging winds, maybe heavy rain, maybe hail, and maybe even tornadoes. We're in that pattern. Unfortunately, the timing is bad for the holiday weekend, but it's going to be with us even into the beginning of next week. And when the sun is out in between these storms, it is going to be very hot and very muggy. We're predicting tomorrow's highs in the mid 90s with um, thunderstorms at some point in the afternoon, but the heat index is going to be well above 100. And that looks to continue as we head into the 4th of July weekend. So we've got all kinds of things to be concerned about, not just today, but even after today. So I want you to be aware of that as you're planning your outdoor festivities for the 4th of July, because it's going to interrupt something at some point. It just is. Okay, let me see here. Severe thunderstorm watch now has been extended into middle Tennessee until 4. So that would include some of our northern counties like Robertson, Sumner, Macon, Trousdale, Clay. Some of our signal gets down into extreme northern Tennessee. You may be able to hear that thunder now. It's getting pretty loud. So we're right on the brink here at 11 o'clock now, covering the severe weather. Let me zoom in on radar and let's see how we're doing here in Bowling Green. So here's Bowling Green right there. New severe thunderstorm warning. Christian Hopkins, Muhlenberg until noon, which is producing over in Christian Hopkins and Muhlenberg. It's producing more wind damage. And you can see it there. Madisonville, that's Hopkins. Central City, Greenville, Drakesboro, that's Muhlenberg County down into Todd County. And you see the warning that's over Warren County right now. Report from Morgantown, hail of 7/10 of an inch. So we're talking about nickel, looks like nickel size hail over in Morgantown. That's been confirmed. Let's see. I'm just checking some of the messages here. Okay. So to catch you up, if you're just joining us at 11 o'clock, this is live coverage on the SAM channel, which is on YouTube, of the severe thunderstorm complex that is rolling into Bowling Green with just hundreds of lightning strikes, very heavy rainfall, and reports of downed trees, power lines. There's also reports of penny size, dime size, nickel size hail. Just recently in Morgantown, to help you find the bearings on your map here. And I'll draw some of this on so you can see it. First of all, the big thing to watch here, or the biggest thing that stands out, is the curvature of this complex. And when you see that, that's an indication of strong winds driving this thunderstorm complex. And what happens is the winds pick up the moisture, lots of available moisture that's lifted into the atmosphere, and boom, you get these thunderstorms, which are wind driven. And so the winds are pushing everything right now into the Bowling Green area, into the Hopkinsville area, down into Russellville eventually. and they're going to continue from Litchfield even over toward the Cave Land area in Glasgow. You're going to get some of this as well. And the winds are going to be quite strong, in some cases 60 to 70 miles per hour, which, like Sunday night and early Monday morning, is going to down trees and power lines. And for some of you, just as you're getting your power back on, some of you didn't get power back until yesterday. So here we go again. Let's hope it's not going to be bad enough to knock it back out, but it could. Um, the potential is there for that. There's also potential for flooding. We're getting reports of some water over the roadways and some problems with flooding in locations where this complex has already moved through, and that's bad. Then you get hail, the lightning, the very heavy rain, and the potentially damaging wind. All of that is in that complex that you see rolling into the Bowling Green area, and we're getting thunder and lightning even way ahead of the system before it even arrives. But here it's going to arrive right at the time a lot of you are going to lunch, and it's going to rain hard. It's going to reduce visibility as you're driving, and that's going to cause more issues. Now, I'm looking at off screen here, looking at um, Warren County or Warren Rural Electric outage map, and there's more outages after they have gotten just about everybody back up. We're now back to about 3,500 that are without power. And this is up toward Beaver Dam, Hartford, east of Central City, and that part, the northern part of the Warren Rural Electric area, service area, right along the Parkway, Litchfield, down to Caneyville, Pine Knob, back toward Beaver Dam is where most of the outages are. Uh, and once you add it up, there's about 1,000 there from Morgantown on up to Beaver Dam. Numerous power outages because of this system as it blows through. So get ready. It's happening. Let me see I'm getting some new updates. Okay. Let me see here. Uh, okay, here's a damage report in Caneyville. That's in Grayson County. And Caneyville is going to be right there. That's Caneyville, right there. Trees down along Highway 62. And then another report, wind damage in Caneyville from damaging winds over 70 miles per hour in the Caneyville area of Grayson County. So, yeah, crazy, crazy stuff. And it's about to happen in Bowling Green. It's happening in Hadley right now. Some of the heaviest rain, strongest winds, lots of lightning right there. Hadley, northwestern corner of Warren County, is getting it. And now Brownsville, you're just about to get some of that. Going up to Morgantown and Woodbury, you're getting a little bit of a break right now. Then down toward Lewisburg and 431 to Russellville, you're starting to get, watch that little, look at that little merging going on. There's a little gust front merging with this bigger area of wind and rain, and that's just going to enhance things a little bit more. It's crazy. Nasty stuff. Getting a little bit better rain now in Bowling Green. Let's see. Drakesboro in Muhlenberg County, pea-sized hail within the last few minutes. Um, that's the last of any kind of wind damage that I've seen, or any kind of anything like that. I'm going to stop this motion again, pointing out the nature of this thing. Look at this is all the wind. Now all of this is rain, yes. Lots of lightning. See the clusters of lightning here around 231 as you go up to Riverside and Needmore and Woodbury, and Hadley is in there. Then you go up toward in Butler County, Jetson. Look at all the lightning that's clustered up right there. But all of this, it just continues to push south. And the winds are hitting the ground. And there's a new warning, new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to take in Logan, Simpson, and part of, looks like the western part of Allen County. Let's see how long this one goes. Until 11:45. So we should be hearing that come over the radio. Yeah. Here we go. Warren County is also involved in this.
The National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Logan County in south central Kentucky, Simpson County in south central Kentucky, southwestern Allen County in south central Kentucky, central Butler County in south central Kentucky, Warren County in south central Kentucky, until 11:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 11:10 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 11 miles southeast of Denver, moving southeast at 45 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 70 miles per hour wind gusts. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Bowling Green, Russellville, Scottsville, Plum Springs, Memphis Junction, Mount Victor, Crestwood, Anderson, Casey, and Auburn. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways.
Yeah. So sorry about that. That was loud. Some other products on the radar to see what's going on. Um, but there you go. So now all of the area, except for far eastern Warren County, you can see the line here from about Plum Springs down to Scottsville. Outside of that line, there is no warning. So Smiths Grove, Oakland, Rocky Hill, Polkville, Settle, Halifax, you're not in the warning. In fact, you're hardly getting any rain at all, but it will be coming your way here shortly. So that's the big issue here at the moment. As you heard, with this warning, there's potential for considerable wind damage. And when they say considerable wind damage, that's what they mean. And that would be akin to what we had Sunday night into Monday morning. Just so you understand, that's what we're looking at. Scott saying the Browning Community Fire Department, that would be Western Warren County, reporting hail. Doc up in Rosewood saying the current rain rate is at 2.2 inches per hour. Wow. Brian saying power is out in Hadley. Let's see. Gherkin. Storms are moving in there. Um, let's see what else we're looking at. Oh, some of you are saying you still don't have your power on from Sunday night where it came in. Yeah, there's still, I saw that on the map. There's still some places that they're still trying to get you hooked up from Sunday night, but I can tell you this, they're going to take a break until this thing moves through because of all the lightning that is associated with this. You don't want to be out there trying to hook up electricity when there's lightning or even rain, heavy rain and wind coming through, and hail. Those are hazards. And so, man, I don't know how they do what they do. But I'm very thankful for all of the people that work on power stations and power lines and all of that. I couldn't do it. Chris D saying the skies are green in Russellville. Yeah, and I know that's a bit alarming. I'm seeing it here too. Just looking outside, it's got kind of a grayish green tint to it, but it's not necessarily tornado. The What happens is because there's so much water in the sky and the clouds are so dark because of the water content and the cloud deck is so low to the ground that it reflects any daylight. It doesn't have to be sunlight, but any daylight reflecting off of the green of the trees is what gives the clouds that green color. So it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to come a tornado, but it could be reflective of not only the rain but the hail that's in those clouds. So I would say that's what you're looking for and looking at with this coming through. It's going to get rough for a little bit. Uh, it's about to get rough here in Bowling Green. I mean, I'm looking out the window here on Campbell Lane, and it's dark. Street lights are coming on, and then there's lightning strikes. Uh, Now, with this severe thunderstorm warning that they just issued for Allen, Butler, Logan, Simpson, and Warren until 11:45, there is a uh, tag, what we call a tag, on that warning that says a tornado could be possible. That doesn't mean there is one, but it does mean they're seeing a little bit of a spin, just like Sunday night, seeing a little bit of a spin inside this complex, which is that's very possible. So this bears watching even closer. Okay, let me look, do a little inspection here. Let me stop the motion. And all this smoke and haze, I don't know about you guys, but when you're a broadcaster like me and you have to talk, I mean, that stuff just, ugh, nasty. Can't talk. You have to, there's the stuff goes on is like, ugh. Now they may be looking at this right here over toward Blue Level, as you go down 6880. There's Browning. Here's the Warren County line with Logan County. That's a little suspect. I'm looking at velocity, maybe something, but it doesn't look all that suspect. But we'll keep an eye on that because there could be a little spin there that's going on. Here's Bowling Green. Here's the Spring Hill subdivision, Lost River, Memphis Junction, the Natcher 165. This is 6880 going out of town. There's Rockfield. And it's in between Blue Level and Rockfield that we could be seeing. We'll get the next scan and it'll show maybe what's maybe trying to occur there. But let me see if there's any. Little bit, little bit. We need another scan or two to come in, and it will here shortly. That may tell us something better. Now, the winds have picked up here at our studios, and it's looking a little more crazy. Whoops. I just almost had an outdated weather play on the radio, so I had to stop it because it's from yesterday. I haven't had a chance to update the weather on the radio yet. So, but here we go. Rain's starting to come down now at our studios. Thought I just saw the lights fade or do something. Yeah, it's trying to. So we could go off. Wouldn't surprise me if we go off. So just be aware of that. I'm going to see if I can get a shot of, with the camera, a shot of outside. So those of you that are not being hit yet can see what's happening. Bear with me. This is high dollar coverage here, ladies and gentlemen. We spare no expense. Okay. And that might work. Okay, let's see if that. Let me see here. Okay. That's our parking lot. That's looking out Campbell Lane. And you can see some of the lightning and the rain and the wind. See the trees, the wind's picking up pretty well. It's getting really dark. Really dark. Like I said, street lights are coming on. I want to go back to radar, show you the scan again, velocity. Um, not seeing that couplet like I was seeing before, but see that bowing there? That's all straight line winds. That's really just hitting the ground hard. Some of the hardest is right there at Rich Pond. Rich Pond, you should be just really getting hammered right now. And ooh, now here we go. We're starting to get the core of this thing here in Bowling Green as you look out the window there. Yeah. It's funny that we're on the radio, we're playing CCR looking out my back door. I didn't plan that. It's just happening. But there you go. You can, ooh, right as I pointed at the window. Woo. Now, all of this seems to be moving in one direction. But that's not to say there's no spin up there. There may be a little bit of spin, but you can look off in the distance and see that green kind of color to the sky that some of you were talking about. And you see the trees pushing over pretty much in one direction. Everything is unidirectional and not twisting. Okay, so that's a good indication of straight line wind and not tornado. Okay, so these are the clues and some of the things I look for when looking at severe weather. Some of the things that may ease your mind a little bit. Yeah, there's potential for damage, and there's something coming over right now. Tornado warning. Hell, I didn't want that. Okay. They're going to go ahead and issue a tornado warning for Allen, Simpson, and Warren. Possible tornado near Memphis Junction. And I was just showing you Rockfield. So here we go. Let's listen.
The National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a tornado warning for eastern Simpson County in south central Kentucky, southwestern Allen County in south central Kentucky, southwestern Warren County in south central Kentucky until noon Central Daylight Time. At 11:26 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Memphis Junction, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Expected hazards include tornado and half-dollar size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Bowling Green, Scottsville, Cresner, Memphis Junction, Woodburn, Allen Springs, West Fork, Rich Pond, Clare, and McElroy Ford. This cluster of thunderstorms is capable of producing tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
Okay, so it could be this right here that we were looking at with that you saw. We're seeing it toward Memphis Junction. There is a little bit of that color, the blues meeting up with the reds right along 165 south of Shawnee Estates. All of that is what we could be looking at as a possible tornado. So what I'm going to do here is break in on the radio side, even though they just heard the warning. I'm going to break in and go on the radio side for a few minutes. Those of you that are watching through the SAM channel will be able to hear what's going on there. simultaneously so that we can keep the coverage going here this afternoon. So here we go. Give me just a second. This is Chris Allen live from SAM 100.7, also streaming on the SAM channel BG that is on YouTube. We have a tornado warning now for parts of Allen, Simpson, and Warren counties until 12 noon. A lot of you are hearing the cows, the outdoor warning sirens going off right now. Possible tornado located near the Memphis Junction area, near Shawnee Estates, Lost River Cave area, down 165, 31W, and over toward Three Springs. If you're in those areas, you need to take shelter right now. A possible tornado has been indicated by radar, and I'm looking at radar right now. If you get on YouTube, you can go to Sam Channel BG, and you can see the radar coverage that I'm giving at the moment and showing that area that has the possible tornado located in it. It's not a very strong indication, but it's enough of an indication from the National Weather Service to issue that tornado warning. We have had no public reports of a tornado, but the sky has turned very green, kind of an olive gray green color, lowering of the base of the clouds where these thunderstorms are coming through. The main threat at the moment is wind damage. There have been reports already of wind damage with this storm as it comes in. Incredibly heavy rain, hard enough that it's going to reduce visibility down to zero in some cases. There's also reports of hail and incredible lightning strikes with this line of storms as it moves in. This is one big complex that is rolling through the area and is causing this kind of activity and a possible tornado. If you're watching with me on the SAM channel, I'm going to change radar sites so that we can get a different view of the potential tornado or the possible tornado that is moving across parts of Warren County. And yes, here we go. Now it's in the Matlock area. That possible tornado is now moved very quickly into the Matlock Road area, I-65 South, Plano, and outside of Woodburn. So this is where we're seeing the best rotation. Whether that rotation is reaching the ground or not cannot be confirmed until we get a report either from emergency management or someone, the public, general public, or someone sees the actual rotation in the form of a tornado. But don't go outside. The weather is horrible. Do not go outside. Numerous lightning strikes all over the Bowling Green area right now. Incredibly heavy rain that is blowing with winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And there's potential for tree damage, power outages, just like what we had on Sunday night, early Monday morning. So this is a very dangerous situation, a unconfirmed tornado, but at the moment, seeing rotation on the radar that is moving through now Woodburn, Matlock, Drake, and eventually moving into Allen County and Simpson County toward the Hillsdale, Blackjack area, down 65. then toward Temperance and Gold City. That's what I'm seeing right now on the radar screen. Potential tornado that has moved out of the Memphis Junction area through Three Springs and Rich Pond, now moving through the Woodburn, Matlock, Blackjack area into Simpson County and down Interstate 65 between Bowling Green and Franklin. And the lightning is intense. It's striking. It can be deadly. The way the lightning is, the electrical charges going on right now are pretty incredible. I'm looking at hundreds and hundreds of lightning strikes within a very small area. Again, this has prompted a tornado warning in effect for the next several minutes, at least until we get more confirmation. Dale, do you? Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Thank you. And until we get further confirmation, this has been a radar indicated tornado passing through the area. And now I'm looking out our window on Campbell Lane. It's really hard to see, but there are numerous fire trucks out, lots of trees down now throughout Butler County as the storm came through. The possible, whoa, you probably heard that. That was right outside the window here at our studios on Campbell Lane. The tornado warning is until 12 noon, so we still have about 20 minutes left for that tornado warning. And I think we're trying to effort simulcast on Wovo. Can you hear me over in Wovo? No? Okay. So we were trying to do that. Maybe we'll get that going. But in the meantime, the tornado warning is in effect until 12 noon. That includes Allen, Simpson, Warren counties. It looks like the radar indicated tornado is around the Matlock area. That would be on the southern tip of Warren County, along Interstate 65, Matlock Road, then toward the northern part of Simpson County, around the Hillsdale community, Blackjack, down toward Temperance and Gold City. Seems to be where the highest amount of radar indicated rotation would be. So you should be in your shelter right now, listening to Sam 100.7 or listening to your NOAA weather radio. And those of you online on the SAM channel, you're seeing the live feed of the radar and you're looking at that darkest red area where that possible tornado could be. And it looks like it is going right over the Temperance area and Gold City. So now we have Wovo online, simulcasting with Sam 100.7 and our live severe weather coverage. I'm Chris Allen. Tornado warning. Tornado warning in effect until 12 noon for parts of Allen, Simpson, Warren, as a radar indicated tornado has been located. And on this radar, on the radar that I'm looking at, and you can watch on our YouTube channel, go to Sam Channel BG. If you're on your phone, just open up YouTube and put in search for Sam Channel BG, and you can see the radar that I'm looking at and where that possible tornado is. There's some rotation right there around the Temperance area, which is going to be out 242 and 622 as it leaves Bowling Green and southern Warren County out toward Gold City, which is right here. So that's where we're seeing the best rotation on the radar. That doesn't mean it's on the ground, but it does mean that there's enough rotation there that the National Weather Service has issued that tornado warning. And some of you have heard the outdoor warning sirens going off, and that is just as a precaution from Warren County Emergency Management and 911. We have had no confirmed reports of tornadoes, but I'm certainly going to. It's not going to be hard to believe that there's wind damage out there and more trees down and more power lines probably down after some of those have just been reconnected just within the last few days from Sunday night's severe weather. So the worst of this activity is right now hugging Interstate 65 south of Warren County. Looks like it's moving out of the Matlock area and on down toward Temperance, Gold City, Kentucky Highway 622, as you head that way. And then it's eventually going to be toward Highway 73 as it moves through down toward 101 east of Franklin. When we're talking about the Hickory Flat area, Gold City, also Mount Ariel as you move into Allen County. That broad rotation is still there. So there is a possible tornado moving pretty fast as radar indicates this, and the National Weather Service continues to report a possible tornado now moving out of southern Warren County into Simpson County around the Gold City area. It looks like to be where the worst of that rotation is occurring. And again, like I said, it may not even be reaching the ground, but it was enough of radar indicated rotation to prompt the tornado warning, which is in effect for the next 20 minutes or so. I still hear the outdoor warning sirens going off here in Bowling Green. So you hopefully, looks like most of Bowling Green, you can now come out of your shelter, even though I wouldn't go outside because it's still raining very hard. There's some hail, and the winds have been gusting over 60 miles per hour. And if you're out driving, I mean, it's near zero visibility. So you need to use caution. I know it's lunch hour. A lot of you try to get out and go to lunch, but you need to be just inside until all of this passes within the next several minutes in the city of Bowling Green. Inside the city, we're just getting a lot of heavy rain. The worst of it has now moved south toward the Gold City community, and that's where we have the tornado warning for the next 18 minutes or so. There's still indication as I'm looking at the loop of the velocity scan of the radar that around Gold City, Temperance, Highway 622, Highway 73 as it goes toward Franklin, that is where the best indication of rotation is occurring right now. Over toward the Mount Ariel, that's on the Allen County side, coming out of Simpson County. Hickory Flat, that's along Highway 100, coming east out of Franklin. There's also some very strong, possibly damaging winds not associated with the potential tornado in that particular area. But the tornado warning will continue until we get a lot of this out of here. There's still a lot of potential wind damage occurring right now, even in the Blackjack community in Simpson County, which is a bit northeast of Franklin. And I'm seeing that with a velocity scan. And even over toward 31W, even though it's starting to ease off just a bit and has eased off a bit in the city of Franklin, it is east and northeast toward Interstate 65, where I'm seeing that potential tornado rotation and along Highway 100 to the east of Franklin, especially in the communities of Hickory Flat and Highland along Highway 100, and then up toward Gold City, Temperance, Kentucky 622, and in those particular areas, 242 is out of the woods, but 262 or 220 or 262, I think it is, in those areas 585 also in the throes of that potential tornado. 622 is what I was trying to say. And then Highway 585 also in the throes of that possible tornado. And we're talking about from Gold City over toward Mount Ariel, McElroy, Ford, that would be down near the river, and then the Scottsville Road, Highway 100, down toward 622 comes into 100 at Hickory Flat, just east of Franklin. That is where the potential tornado is going on right now at the moment. And here comes a new warning. Let's listen in and see what that is about.
The National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Logan County in south central Kentucky, Simpson County in south central Kentucky, Allen County in south central Kentucky, southeastern Warren County in south central Kentucky until 12:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 11:43 a.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Elkton to 10 miles south of Memphis Junction to Plum Springs, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 70 miles per hour wind gusts. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Move out of the warned area. Locations impacted include Bowling Green, Russellville, Scottsville, Plum Springs, Mount Victor, Adairville, Woodburn, Hardcastle, Blackjack, and Crossroad. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with these storms and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through or move out of the warned area. Hug flooded roadways.
Okay, that's the latest warning from the National Weather Service. And the good news is it is a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning, but it is out for parts of Warren County and then also parts of Simpson and Logan counties to the west. That broad rotation that we're seeing on the radar right now is just that. It's more broad and it's not so compact that it would indicate a tornado. So the good news is that from Gold City to Mount Ariel down to Highway 100, just a little bit east of Franklin, we're seeing more of a broad rotation instead of a compact rotation. So the good news is they're going to let that tornado warning expire. And now we go to a severe thunderstorm warning for those same areas with still the potential for damaging winds, hail, torrential rainfall, and the lightning that is just unrelenting. It just keeps on striking. It's hitting things. We're getting reports. We're hearing fire trucks go down the highway. The lightning means business. So if you're out and about, visibility is low. You need to use caution as you're heading out, especially around this time. We're going to keep the coverage going on the SAM channel, which is SAM Channel BG on YouTube. I'm continuing coverage there until we can get more confirmation of a possible tornado. You're on there. Okay, great. And so, besides simulcasting on WOVO, we're also simulcasting on WFKN 92.3. That's our newest station as part of the Commonwealth family in Franklin. And Franklin, the worst of the storm is off to your south and east. This is now turning into more of a wind driven storm. It is doing its best to hold together, but it does not have quite the indication of tornado. Now, there still could be some spin with this particular storm, but it doesn't quite, it doesn't quite have uh, the compact rotation that it was indicating earlier when it was up in southern Warren County. Now that it's moved into eastern Simpson and western Allen County, and right there along Highway 100 around Hickory Flat and just east of Franklin, it's got more of a broad rotation with it, and that means just wind damage. Now, that's not to discount wind damage because we've been getting reports of wind damage all over the place where this compact area of storms has continued to blow through. So do not come out right now. Stay in your shelter. Stay wherever you're batting down the hatches, so to speak. Don't try to come out. There's a lot of lightning strikes, and they're very dangerous. And then the wind-driven rain is reducing visibility to almost nothing. And in some cases, there are some reports of hail, but I'm not getting that much in the way of hail reports coming through. But I bet here shortly we will start to get reports of tree damage and power outages. In fact, I'm going to take a look. You won't be able to see it on another computer. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the Warren County, Warren Rural Electric map, and it looks unfortunately almost as bad as it did Sunday night into Monday morning. There are now over 10,000 folks without power in the Warren County RECC, or the Warren Rural Electric service area. And some of those same folks that just got their power back on, and some of them yesterday or even last evening, are out again. And so a lot of hard work has been done since Sunday night to get the power back on, and here we go again. And the unfortunate part of this is that we may not be done. There looks to be more of these storms coming through with more potential wind damage, more potential for hail, more potential for flooding rainfall, and more potential for even tornadoes. Now, we're not seeing or didn't have any confirmation of a tornado here with that warning. So now we are going to a severe thunderstorm warning, but still, that doesn't mean we're over. We're over with this yet. The tornado warning, I can understand why that was issued, because when we were looking at this particular part of the storm, it was very compact in a small area that gave indication that there was rotation. And whether that rotation reached the ground as a tornado, we will have to get some confirmation. We'll have to get some ground truth as to whether that actually happened in southern Warren County. And I'm sure that's something that Warren County Emergency Management is going to take a look at as soon as possible. I know they're already out looking for tree damage and power line damage. And as soon as the weather clears up a bit, then those line workers will be unfortunately heading back out to some of the same places that they were just yesterday and the last couple of days to go back and repair things again. Because at this moment, and it continues to climb, looking at Warren Rural Electric, there's now about 10,500 of those electric meters that are off, that are out. In other words, no power. So that's unfortunate after doing all that work to get everybody hooked back up and back on. A lot of those folks are now without electricity again. Okay, we're going to go back to regular programming, except for those of you that are following us on the SAM channel on YouTube. And for those of you listening to us on WOVO and at WFKN 92.3, I invite you over to our SAM channel, which is, you go to YouTube, just open YouTube on your phone or on your PC or tablet and search for SAM Channel BG. SAM Channel BG. And you'll see streaming coverage that I'm doing live from the SAM studios here in Bowling Green. There's a lot more thunderstorm activity to come. We're going to have more of this as we get on into the afternoon and evening, even after these thunderstorms begin to pull away and this complex moves away as we're looking at the radar. There's more in line stretching all the way back toward Calhoun, Owensboro, Evansville, Princeton, Mount Carmel, Illinois, and all of that is headed our direction. So this is not over yet, and there's more activity to come this afternoon. So thank you for joining us. We send you back to your regular programming, except for the SAM channel on YouTube. Okay, that was fun. Um, the lightning is still pretty intense here in Bowling Green, and I just caution you not to go outside. Those of you that are listening um, in some of our northern Tennessee counties, like Robertson and Sumner, you're under severe thunderstorm warnings, not a tornado warning, but that big Boeing segment of wind and rain and hail and lightning is headed right for Orlinda, Portland, Westmoreland, Springfield, White House, Gallatin, Hendersonville, and then it looks like it's going to move on into the Nashville area here very shortly. All right. Just checking messages here. Take a breath. You guys have been watching the storm outside, I guess. No, I didn't have it up. There it is. Still lots of lightning going on out there if you're watching on the SAM channel. Let's see. No confirmed tornado, so you guys just kind of ease your minds a bit. If there was one, I would have let you know. Nothing confirmed. I mean, there may have been a little spin up, but it would have been a small one. Just seeing a lot of impressive rainfall amounts coming in, half inch, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, getting a few reports of downed trees, power lines. And like I said, we've been seeing reports of over 10,000 now without power just in the Warren Rural Electric area. So, man, I hate this because they have worked so hard and they brought in, you know, they brought in power companies from other states and other cities to get us all back on. And just as we get back on, a lot of you have gone off again. Hopefully it's something simple and not where they have to go in and rebuild lines and put in new poles. And I mean, in a lot of places, that's what they had to do. It's just, ugh. And we're not done. We're gonna keep getting these hits, uh, and not just today, but also in the next few days. We're going to get more hits like this. So, yuck, yuck, yuck. So yeah, this is starting to wind down for Bowling Green, but anywhere south or west of here, it's still a big problem. I'm I'm just taking a moment here to catch up on messages. So you guys just hang in there for a second. Whew. So, new severe thunderstorm warning until 12:45 for Todd and Christian, kind of out of our range. Just to give you an update, that's the um, newest warnings that are out there. So, a lot of the sirens that we were hearing earlier, and you may have seen if you were looking at the camera, looking outside to Campbell Lane, um, some of the sirens that we were hearing were going to the hub out toward the airport, the apartment complex and all that. So don't know why, but maybe there was a lightning strike or something that prompted the fire department to go out there, because we heard a lot of sirens pass right through here, Campbell Lane, headed out toward the airport. So still, I'm just checking messages here to make sure I'm caught up on everything. I don't like missing anything pertinent. Okay. Severe thunderstorm warning for Hopkins and Christian. So that is on the western edge that you see on the radar. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong radar and it closes it out. I'm sorry about that, folks. Let me get that back open. There's too many buttons. All right. Get that back open. Boy, that thunder rolling, rolling thunder, rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Henley and Westmoreland. Yes, take shelter. Take shelter. Go now. Not necessarily a tornado, but a severe thunderstorm warning with damaging wind threat. So, if you're in Westmoreland, go to your shelter. Get away from windows and just get in a bathroom, which is fine for this. No confirmed tornado. But if you're in Westmoreland, you need to be in your shelter right now, just for a few minutes. And then it'll blow through and you'll be fine. But thank you for asking on the in the chat. So severe thunderstorm warning, Hopkins, Christian County until 12:30. That's the in addition to the one that's already there. So here's Westmoreland, just so you can see it on the radar right here. And this bowing out, that's where the worst of the winds are coming down to the ground. So Portland is about to get hammered. Oak Grove, Westmoreland, New Deal, White House, Walnut Grove, Cottontown, Cross Plains, or Linda, down 65, down 31W, 76 that runs from Portland over to Springfield, all of that area, 52, 25, all of that's about to get hit with damaging wind and very heavy rain and lots of lightning. So yeah, you need to be inside and safe. Switch to the Nashville radar. You can see it even better. Yeah, that thing's packing some wind. So now Portland's getting it. Oak Grove, Westmoreland. It's a couple of minutes away from you. Pretty close. It's in Oak Grove. Not a tornado, okay? Not a tornado, but damaging wind enough to cause problems. All of this indicates bowing out of the winds headed toward the radar, all in one direction. I don't see any rotation. So this is all straight line wind potential here. See it just blowing in. And it rains like it did here. It'll rain so hard you can't see out the window or driving for that matter. So let's see here. Let me get my bearings. Henley, just like I said, go to a bathroom. Go to your bathroom. Close the door. Get in the tub if you have to. It's not a tornado, but it's very strong winds. I know you're scared, but just go to your bathroom until you hear it ease off and it passes. Then you'll be fine. You're going to be fine. Don't panic. This is not um, a tornado. This is just very strong winds and rain blowing through in one direction. You may hear some tree limbs and things like that, but go down. But your power may go off, but you'll be okay. So the storms this afternoon. A lot of you have asked about that. Um, the good news is, if there's any good news, is that this energy that has come through may cool the atmosphere enough and therefore robbing the second round of thunderstorms this afternoon of its energy. That's not a sure bet. That's a possibility. Okay. It's just a possibility. We still may have more strong thunderstorms this afternoon and early this evening, but where this, now the atmosphere has been worked over. In other words, a lot of energy has been spent with this complex as it's moved through. And now the temperatures have gone down into the low 70s in some cases, and the air is going to stabilize a little bit more over the next few hours. And this rain that comes in that's still behind this is going to keep us from seeing any sun. But the places you have to watch for are the places that are not getting rain. Those are the places that are more likely to get something this afternoon. Yes, we could end up getting another round, but if the atmosphere is going to behave like this and then take a breather, it would take several hours of just full sunshine to regenerate the thunderstorms like they are this morning. So so I would say to everybody, cool your jets. The atmosphere is cooling its jets for a little while. All we're going to get now is some rain and thunder. The severe weather is pretty much over with. Um, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens between now and later this afternoon. But as I've told you guys before, never say never. There's always that possibility. So we'll have to watch that to see what refires between now and this afternoon. If we can keep low clouds and light rain in here for the next several hours, then I think we'll be okay. But in those locations that haven't received a drop of rain and have not seen any of this severe weather, those are the areas that would be more suspect to getting something this afternoon. Okay. So that's one way you can look at this and kind of, along with me and other forecasters, kind of go, okay, so we've got this. This is done for us. Let's just see how things go the next few hours and see what tries to develop and where it develops. And then we'll get a pretty good handle on what's going to happen later on. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's this is all very reminiscent of what happened Sunday night, Monday early. But this go round is pretty much over with for the SAM listening area. No new warnings. Just reading a couple of notes. So yeah, I'm not getting usually by a good 30 minutes after an event like that, you start to see damage reports trickle in, but I'm not seeing that. I'm not. So those of you that were worried about, was it a tornado or whatever? Most likely not. Radar indicated rotation, but it did not go into an actual tornado. It quickly broadened its rotation and then just became a very strong wind-driven storm. And now all of that is moving into Middle Tennessee away from us. Now we're still going to have a few hours of rain and thunder, but that's, as I just mentioned, that is great news. Because if we can keep it rainy, if we can keep it overcast through a good part of the afternoon, then whatever comes in later is not going to be quite as bad because that'll cut down on what we call instability. We don't have the sun out heating up the moisture that's available. And therefore, the storms, whatever happens later, won't be as bad. At least we hope. But I'll be keeping an eye on it. And in the meantime, I'm going to cease coverage here on the SAM channel. It's still going to thunder and lightning and rain for the next several hours across the area, but I don't see any more severe weather coming in, at least for through the early afternoon, mid afternoon, maybe late afternoon in those places that did not get that activity this morning. So if you live, way west of Bowling Green over in Western Kentucky, yeah, maybe this afternoon you could be the ones that pick up some of that. But for us, Bowling Green, Southern Kentucky, probably not. But like I said, I'll be watching it all afternoon. And if it starts to get crazy again, I'll get back on here and provide you more coverage on the SAM channel and at SAM 100.7 on your FM radio. Okay. In the meantime, you guys stay safe. Thank you for watching. God bless you. See you next time.